see you. I am so happy. Oh, that's very nice from you. Very nice, very beautiful flower. Oh, it was fantastic, the train.
How do you find people in the train or outside the train wearing clothes in Russia? Is it nice? Is it good street fashion or bad? What do you think?
Very good, you know.
You like it?
Yeah, I think they are quite nice, and I love because there is like you have also sometimes like some nice hairdo, you know. For example, look at that one, which has a shave hair with a little tail.
But cold, you know, for men it's cold in Russia.
Yeah. But he's maybe like a tartar, Taras Bulba.
Jean-Paul, you're a French person, Frenchly born, in the head of a French couture house. There can't be anything more boring than that in the times of big hype, when you have to make hype around your name. Virgil Abloh is fighting for the rights of Afro-American people. Marie Curie is fighting for feminists. Don't you sometimes feel that you are a person of another epoch, a belle epoque, when what you did was more important than what social posture you take?
To be honest, I think that I have been that already when I started, because I didn't realize it, I didn't make it in purpose, but I think that anyway, when you are doing fashion with a sense, I mean, you have to reflect what is going on. So I think that what I present in the beginning, I did my collection, was always in connection with the time. So I did it maybe not saying it, but by my clothes, through my clothes, showing it. Maybe now you have to say it. You have to claim it, like that people remark it. But I will not cite names, but there is some houses that pretend to be, for example, feminist, but it's only like a decoration as feminism. Maybe the feminism should be like to have a position stronger in your own career by doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not a critic, it's only that I think it's in fashion to have some social, to pretend to have some social value. I think that now to make more clothes, to have more fashion, in the term of fashion, because it's my purpose, fashion, you know, I think that it's not the good solution to make more collection, to be more than the other one. At the contrary, it has to be more, maybe like restrictive, on each one his own speciality. So I think we have to think more what is good to do in our time. Is why I did my collection with recycling my haute couture. So that in some way I have the pretension to say that it's very new, because recycling haute couture never been. Because you know, before all those time, it has been the time of after the war, it has been brand new. Now I am from the brand old.
But have you ever thought of selling your business?
To be honest, I will tell you the reality. Maybe it will sound like an old romantic way, but no, it's my way of living, you know. I cannot stop because it's my life, you know. My entire life I am attracted by idea, everything inspires me, you know. So I will go on to make my sketch. I will go on also to give some idea. In a moment of my career, you know, I have my boyfriend, which was my partner, you know, which in some way was the second one with me, you know. So when he died, you know, I was thinking maybe I stop. But after Madonna arrived, you know, and asked me to make the clothes. After cinema, they asked me to make clothes for cinema. And I said, no, I don't stop, because it's my life also, and I have to do it, and it makes me having something to do. I cannot do nothing, you know. I love idea, so I love to use my idea and to make them concrete when it is possible.
I especially took some photos of shows that were running and top models that were taking part.
I see that one, yeah.
This one, for example, or this very beautiful woman. And then this is the more of your times, Claudia Schiffer,
Yeah.
Nadia Auermann.
Yeah.
Don't you see that the world has changed dramatically if you look?
Definitely.
Why? I mean,
but
if
I
we
will
talk
tell you
about
something.
beauty,
I will tell you something. Everybody can be beautiful. When I say that, I mean like it's too limited. One moment, what I hate in fashion is like now it's the blonde. Time after, it will be the face like that one. You know, it's that. You know, it's like we do like sometimes only in a purpose of marketing, which is not good, which is not right. I mean, but for me, I wanted to show women that I find more modern, more how was going on the society, that the power of women, and we are now in that position of women that arrive to be, maybe they will succeed in few years to have the same money than the men, even more. That will be good when it will be more. So I mean like that sometimes it's only like to make different from the other. And I think when you want to create, sometimes you have to make different, but you have to make it different, but with a sense. Ah, that is the station, no, isn't it?
yes,
Well, the blue one, no, that is there.
this one.
Yeah. That is the one
very
where I did
beautiful.
a
There
show.
was a big
Beautiful.
hall,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that place. One time, I saw a book in Paris of Russian constructivism, and I was so, shocked, but in the good way, you know, about the book, about what it was showing, how strong were on graphic, everything was the posters, you know, beautiful, the colors, everything. I was taking it on like if I wanted to eat it, you know, to absorb it, everything. And I did a collection, complete collection about like constructivism. And to be honest, is one of my favorite. I don't say that because I am in Russia. No, I say that because you know why? It is one of the collection that has had maybe the most impact in fashion. Because, you know, like I saw the graphism, the letters of constructivism, I put it in jacquard, on pullover, I put it, and I did also in elastic, where I wrote Gaultier, written in a Cyrillic letter. And after that, you know, even the American rappers, and Calvin Klein did this underwear with the written in letters. But 20 years after, even more than 20 years after, it's 30 years after, it's going back with letters written like that. Not Cyrillic, but it's...
The best joke about Calvin Klein, that
what?
if Calvin Klein would have a daughter,
Yeah.
what kind of tragedy for her. Every time she tries to make a blowjob to her boyfriend, she must see these letters of her father. So it's like, you know, having it on pants, it's quite...
Yeah. Now, in the world of today, it should be badly seen.
I want to raise one very important subject for my country. You already mentioned your boyfriend, and you're openly homosexual for many years. Our country is considered by many foreigners to be kind of homophobic because of the laws we have concerning homosexual propaganda. Many of your colleagues boycott Russia on this matter. They say, until you take away those laws, we won't come to Russia. But you come and you are here and you say you are happy. Can you tell something about this? Why you think boycott is not a good idea?
I think to boycott is not a good thing. Me, what I can say is my example. Even before I started to work, already I heard that, for example, if Saint Laurent was homosexual and living with someone, it was not accepted like it is now, you know, that kind of thing. But I heard that already he was not hiding, you know, not provocating, but like openly, but not speaking about it, like if it was something very natural, you know. And that make me not embarrassed at all after when I say, oh, I make the same profession, so for me it will be the same thing, because I was knowing that some people were against it, you know. For example, I am very lucky also, I should say, because my parents were very, very open-minded, very modest family, you know, humble, you know, and not money, you know, communist. One day I remember I saw one movie which was Guess Who is Coming to Have Dinner Tonight? It was a movie with Sidney Poitier, which was speaking about like one man, which was black, and he was in love with a white woman. And the white woman from a high society family wanted to present him to his parents on the reject of the parent, etc. So I was like, I was maybe like 14 years old, and I say, to my parents, if me one day I come with a girlfriend which is black, what should you say? And they told me, but if you come and you love each other, of course there is no problem. The important is to love. So how many years? Maybe 5 years after, I came and tell them that my parents, and the parents of my boyfriend at the time, they were, the mother was very shocked, very, very Italian religious person, so she was shocked and she cried.
So you told it to his mother?
No, I told it to my mother, but our mother were knowing each other. I think the mother of my boyfriend, she didn't want to realize that it was, because we were living in the same place. So I went to see my parents and say, I have to tell you something. Now there is a story, that maybe you know already, because they were speaking, my mother and his mother, you know. I say, voila, I have to announce you officially that I am, Francis is my boyfriend. My mother look at me and say, do you love each other truly? And I say, yes. So, okay. She said exactly what when I asked her the question. So I think it's, I was lucky.
How your father, found out?
He didn't feel embarrassed and whatever.
But it was you who told him or your mother?
My mother told him. He didn't say anything like that, how it's going, Francis, and he was after asking and even seeing him, you know. So it was like, I was lucky, because the mother of Francis, it's her, she was from Italy, so she was more exuberant and very religious, you know. She was saying, no, you cannot, it's not possible, I should prefer you to die. She said even something like that, you know, which is terrible, you know. So he didn't speak to her many years, and after she came back, and even when he was sick, because he has AIDS, which is not a punishment, but only like life, what can happen, etc. When he died, and she take care about him, and even with me, she was very nice, and she's still alive, and I still see her, you know, she changed, you know. But the first reaction was education, education, very Catholic, and so she said, no, you prefer to die, etc. Bon, that's hard, because when you have the children that have parents that have that reaction, after it leaves something, and maybe, I don't say that he died because of that, not at all, but there is something like to be rejected can be very bad. Me, at the beginning when I was a child, I was rejected also, maybe because I was not good in football, which means I have more with my teddy bear, because I couldn't have a doll, you know, so I was, let's say, more, not so masculine, let's say. Maybe they never laugh about me, but, you know, they felt I was a sensibility that was different. But it's because of my work that I didn't feel anymore rejected.
Do you consider yourself to be attractive?
Not at all, only by my work.
Never,
Never.
Your
Maybe it's that, you know.
But looking at the mirror, have you ever thought,
I don't like at all.
handsome.
I like the contrary of myself. Very dark eyebrow. I like more structure, very more masculine stereotype. I should love to have been like that, you know. But myself, no, I don't like at all. But I don't care. I mean, I am not angry about that, or cynical, or whatever, or jealous about, no. At the contrary, when I see somebody beautiful, I think it makes me pleasure, you know. But I should say that I have the possibility to see other kind of beauty, which is good, that make my eyes like open like that, you know. You know, I will give you an example. It was the story of my cat. I was opening like the box, the can, you know, in metallic can. I saw that it looked like an African bracelet. So I say, it's like an African bracelet. So I take out the two parts and put it in silver, and it became a bracelet, you know?
Do you feel a need to fight for the rights of gay people? Like going to some parades, or saying out loud, or like Elton John, who came to Russia and was talking to president that you have to do something about
No, I am not able to do that, because it's not a question of mentality. I will tell you, that I have no brother, no sister. So I was alone with my grandmother, my mother, my parents. For me, the girls were more open, more clever, let's say, than the boys that were playing all the time football. No, I have nothing against football. I can say I have some friends that do football, and not the problem. But only to give the image that some masculinity, sometimes the education of the boys, the education was more like, do that, be strong, be like that. The girl is a lot more subtle. I wanted to show like women could be strong and are strong, and clever, and not only an object. Even if I did like the conic bra.
This is what I was going to ask. On some feminist sites, I read information that they consider you to be very anti-feminist, and I was like, why? What did he do to them? And it was like corset is a kind of weapon of making women feel uncomfortable, sexual object, and things like this.
That's
actually
exactly not. Like exactly the opposite.
So
in reality, I will tell you, because me, I arrive also from a generation where the woman sleep. It was after the women's sleep, you know. I was very young when there was a women's liberation that burned their bra, you know. On me, I arrived at a moment where it was the daughter of those women that was a woman's sleep. And they were very feminine, but also knowing what they wanted. And if they wanted to have, like, let's say, bra and things like that, or show it under a Chanel jacket, for example, like to wear only a bra and not a blouse, not a pullover or whatever. They were showing their femininity, but choosing to show their femininity because they find it nice and beautiful, you know, like they were in the history, décolleté, etc. But it doesn't mean that you are a weak woman and you are an object. I was shocked, me, by the fact that everybody was thinking that the model where you have to be, if you are beautiful, you have to be stupid, of course. No, not at all, the contrary. All that, you know, and there was a movie called Be Beautiful and Shut Up. Can you imagine? I found that like incredible. Brigitte Bardot, which was an icon of sexy, etc. But she played in that movie also, you know, like that. But she was in reality revolutionary.
She must be an enemy to you for many years because she is
because
fighting
of the
for
fur. Yeah. But now I agree with what.
Why? I will tell you, it was such a pity for me when you said, okay, I won't use any fur. Not because I wanted you to use fur, but I like so much people that do not go with the crowd, because now, of course, that's a tendency to be eco-free, eco-fur. And I thought there are two last people, Anna Wintour and you, the last Mohicans, saying, fuck you, I want to use fur, don't tell me what to use. And it was, you know, not because I'm for or against, it's just I like people with a position which they don't change just because you need.
Definitely.
And then I read you said,
no, but I don't deny my position that I had all my career, let's say, until 1-2 years ago, let's say. I love fur. I have, I worked at Jean Patou after Cardin at Jean Patou, and there was beautiful fur, even Cardin, beautiful fur. And I saw the work of doing fur, which is incredible, how they treat it, how technically they do it. It's fabulous work. Petra, for example, I think it's very bad because they do PETA. They do like aggressively. They went into my shop and they put even hemoglobin on the summer club. So yeah, you know everything, but it's good. But but it's incredible. So I was shocked, and I said no. Even one time, one of PETA came on my stage. You know, I was thinking she should do because she did also for Dior, etc. So I said now it will be my turn, and I prepare some bodyguard with fur coat, putting them some fur coat around. You know, I was truly fighting. But the thing is, I saw some documentary that I saw before, but I thought they were doing in another way, you know. There is first the thing that now ecologically, there is some animals that maybe will die in general because there is no more reproduction, etc. You know, I didn't try to make fake fur, not at all, because for me, only fur is fur, you know. So I did like, print on satin that makes the effect of an old fur, but is not only trompe-l'œil, you know, which goes. I say it only because I think that they have to change the way, and to produce also too much reproduction. But me, it's a long time, to be honest, that I do. That I take old fur. Sometimes I find, for nothing, some old furs that I was buying and changing and making them completely new, because the recycling thing, for me, is very important.
Okay, super game. In every program we have some super game. It's like
I'm very bad in games. I will tell you. It's like if I feel that I cannot win, I have not authorized.
It's like a football match. You will choose between two, and then we have semi-final and the final. So one stays and the other goes. I stick to your phrase about that you can find yourself, you can find beauty everywhere.
Okay.
And I chose some famous Russian people.
Yeah.
And I want you to judge them only by their look.
Only by the
look. The most beautiful of what is here. Because you have Fashion Freak show, so let's find who is the...
It's funny.
Okay, so this is number one. Number one two. Fighting, yeah.
Between the two?
Yes, who are more beautiful out of those two men?
But I should say that I prefer that one, because at least he tried. No, I quite like how he's dressed and like that. And he looks like if he enjoyed to wear it, you know. So only for the fun and like that. I think I love that he has, which is like worker things and his attitude.
Okay, who is more beautiful between those two?
That is a little, I should say him. Why? Why? Because he has the choice of choosing a clothes in the color of his beard, which I appreciate very much. How raffiné, it is very delicate way. So he has taste.
Okay.
So
these are they are both, you know, big homophobes in Russia. So,
but he take care about his clothes. You see, you can be homophobic and also to take care about his clothes.
Okay, two women.
I should have said it's a fashion victim. Two women.
Yeah, who is more beautiful?
Because it's a beauty in different aspects.
Yeah.
I should say that one is more like, for me, funny because of the attitude, the theatrality, something a little like that, a little abstract.
Okay.
And the hairdo is like incredible, so she's more curious and let's say, she doesn't care about how she looks so much. Yeah. And she's drinking? No.
No, she's
holding
something.
Holding something.
Yeah.
I should say she's more funny.
But she's more funny.
So funny is nice for me.
Okay. These two?
Alors, these two.
Serious men?
Ouais. Difficult because I don't know. I think that when he's trying to push away his stomach, trying desperately to look thinner, that one doesn't care. He looks like a bear, like a teddy bear, you know. So beautiful. I say, no, c'est difficile. I should say, I cannot say. I cannot say. It's different.
Nice. Two famous rappers.
Oh, two famous?
Yeah, rappers. He's normal, he's just having his eyes white on special. He wears lenses, which makes his white. Those two.
Oh, but definitely that one. Because he has the things that I did with the Cyrillic letters here. You see, is that he has exactly the is what I did in my constructivist collection. So he has that. He has the tattoos that are beautiful. The creative. I should say. Can we say beautiful? For me, yes, because different and creative, and with the girl, I love. No, I think I'm a lot more interesting than him. Him is more, let's say, not bad, but
LJ,
bon, it's cute, it's cutie, voilà. Him, yes, definitely.
Okay, and these two?
But they are not bad, this one. Him, it's I quite like. Him is more a fashion victim, let's say. So, but I like the queen tiara, the tiara. I like the shape of the of the pattes d'éléphant, of the trouser in sequin, and I like the look total. Him, I love the mix of the kilt and like he must make hard rock. No, he's doing hard rock, not at all.
No, he's like Vysotsky. We had a very famous singer, Vysotsky.
He's singing also.
He's singer, he has this voice like this.
Well, that is more fashion. That is more like somebody with a mix of himself, inspired.
So whom do you choose?
Oof, like I didn't took any one of them. I put them both.
Okay. Then we have the last round between those two. Whom do you choose? So these all went away. We have to choose the champion.
That one.
This one. Between those two. Okay, and between those two. The last, the champion, the most beautiful man or woman out of all this pack.
If I don't know what they do, if I don't know...
Yes, I will tell you when you choose. But they're doing nothing bad. Actually,
but of course, I should say that I should prefer about look him. Yeah. But I think him, he looks nice and happy. He looks nice and happy, and I like so I choose that one.
Дорогой Анатолий Вассерман,
Дорогой.
Жан-Поль Готье назвал тебя самым прекрасным человеком из нашей пачки. Приходи на Fashion Freak Show. You in your real life wearing very casual clothes.
Yes,
not a free kind of costumes.
No, I should say, even it's like something strange that I have something yellow here on me. You know, normally it's more like black or navy blue
like
or something
yellow
like
jackets
that.
from France.
Yes, it's not an homage.
That's a political kind of...
It's not at all that. It's a yellow, but a special yellow, which is not exactly the right, the other yellow. No, not at all. But I should say that because, you know, my attraction is more like... about like to dress the other, you know, like to find how to put and to make them look even more beautiful. No, I cannot, it's not by the clothes that you can be more beautiful. It's yourself, which is or not, or become beautiful, you know. But only like to be a little like helpful sometime is more my interest into clothes for the other, not for me. Because me, I am into that, you know. So after, if I have to think too much about what I will wear, it's too much like, okay, work. No, work, I give all my life about it, but for me, no.
This new trend about a new economy where you don't buy much things, you try to recycle, eco-friendly everything. What do you think about this? It's just another way of marketing?
No.
Or it's a real...
for some people, it must be. Of course, there is some that recuperate everything, you know, recycle everything, even ideas. But I think that now, like I told you before, I think that there is too much of everything, too much of too much. So it doesn't serve anything. You know that there is some people now that even they burn the clothes. They don't burn the bra to show I am the equal of the man. No, it's not that. It's they burn because there is too much clothes. Yeah. So why to do so much clothes? So on me, one thing that I have to explain you is that I started with no money. So like I started with no money, I have to find solution how to make a collection myself with my boyfriend. So what I was thinking is like sometimes some clothes, you know, like the movement, the spirit, or also I am of the generation of flea market. Like we can buy something which is not expensive, etc.
And remake, recycle, like your
and
old
already
collection.
In my first collection, I started to recycle. Like for example, clothes that are like clothes or military, like camouflage clothes like that. Or clothes for worker, you know, that are very cheap. I have
to show you also something I found on
vintage. Exactly, but voila, that was exactly my Russian collection, my constructivist collection. Thank you very much to show me that. It's exactly that one, I recognize that one. That was...
Very vintage now.
Yeah, you know what, it was in 80...
You should write something.
In 80, yeah,
to make
definitely.
It priceless.
Exactly, I will do that for you with a great pleasure. Like I was going to a flea market, I was seeing I was seeing the clothes of the worker that I use, like I did at the end of my last couture show, you know, some blue worker jumpsuit or whatever, jacket, and I was doing inside, putting some fabrics that were more luxurious, and doing the dress under it, that was matching to the fabric inside. But I use the jacket as a, like a sophisticated, on mixing in my spirit, rich and poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So doing as a result, because I like that in reality. I came from the suburb and I like also haute couture
Yes, but
and
now
things like that.
we
So
have,
now,
you say rich and poor. Now we have an absurd situation. We have fast fashion,
Exactly.
collections that multiply each other, Louis Vuitton, which cannot produce less, and other big brands. And from the other side, eco fashion, we should buy less, we should be more. It's like they collide. You cannot, it's $1 million business, which will not stop. And so I see some kind of absurd situation. Why you make more collections, but at the same time you say we're eco-friendly.
Nonsense.
Yes,
It
so
cannot
what
go.
to do with that?
Me, it is like to stop doing collection. That is my solution. It's my choice like that.
Go
like
out
that.
of the crazy
No, because
house.
I don't know. Yeah.
For sure you know about new movement that says it's very negative to use some symbols of other cultures.
Yes, yes.
Like using African clothes in collections.
Exactly.
Or something like this. What do you think about this trend?
I have done a long time ago, like maybe 15 years ago, one wedding dress which the head was like the Indian of America with the feathers, but long like a train. I make it like an Indian thief, like that, And 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 it was beautiful. But there were some people that complained from American Indian, that it was like if I was making a joke or whatever. My purpose was not at all to make a joke. That was more like to show like the veil is no more a veil for the wedding, but it's like the feather, like the Indian chef, and that the woman can be a chef.
Do you think the world has gone crazy, like saying that if you
there's
use
some people
this
that
tradition to
maybe
the end of
because there
showing?
is some people that went to too much extreme in the fact of instead of to be open to different kind of beauty from all over the world and keeping their own tradition. Some say no, all what we do, all what do the other is not good. It's only that is good, and make it here, or make his own. Is that in reality? I say that we have some things that comes from somewhere else because it's a long time, etc. But there is some country that have their own things also, which is very strong and makes the difference. So it's good to keep the difference, but also when there is something interesting that happens from somewhere else, you can be influenced by it.
Talking about new things, heroes change, as you know. You used to make costumes for Madonna, for her great show. We know all your love story and all these things, but now we have new heroes. Imagine that Greta Thunberg will come to you and ask you to do her look. What it will be? Can you give me a couple of ideas?
At that point, I have to be a little more, to educate me a little more about what is possible for the outfit, So I have to read a little more, not to make any mistake, of course, But
okay, let's not talk about materials, but about her look. How do you see her? Like what colors, what shapes?
But it's a cliché to say green, of course, but like the nature, like something like that.
So you will make her like a cucumber?
That's a good idea. What else is green? Salad.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. No, there is beetroot, there is a lot of colors. In terms of color, or maybe the sea on the sky, which is blue.
Yeah. Okay, but if you would have any choice, like a God will come to you and say, listen, Jean-Paul, you can choose any of the living muses for your new Fashion Freak show to take part in and to be on podium and to travel with you all over the world, who it will be? Like anyone.
I think you give a good example, but honestly now I think I don't know enough to be...
Billie Eilish, maybe?
I love her. Definitely, yes. Oh, you say right.
Okay, you love
She's great. She's great. Fantastic.
Okay, she's great. I agree.
I love her music.
But
I love
her look on Grammy.
Yeah. With the hair that wears the same.
I mean, it's very fashionable. Yeah. It's very Gucci.
Right.
But does it make her a beautiful woman? Yes
but I think she doesn't want to. I am a bad boy.
She
sings, so maybe she doesn't want to look.
But like
the aesthetic. I think she's more like an adolescent because she's very
Okay,
young.
but do you like it?
But maybe she doesn't care about fashion, and she's
No,
right in
come
some
on.
way.
She even made her manicure like with a Gucci print. She cares. She prepared this costume like I don't know how
Bon, alors,
many
I don't
hours.
know about her because that I don't want to say that. Maybe somebody told her go to
Look,
Gucci.
she has nails with Gucci print. It's not like she just took something and went
But
out.
maybe she's influenced and she doesn't know what it means, and that doesn't go maybe. But maybe she's not that ecology.
No, why I am showing it to you is that we now live in a time when even me, not the great Jean-Paul Gaultier, but even me, I'm feeling a bit old-fashioned because I don't understand why for so many years, not for like one collection, but like already 5, 6 years, people like to wear themselves
But it's
as more, you know, very strange clothes that makes them look sometimes not really nice.
I think it's
fashion
because-
was always about making you looking better, not like stranger.
Well, but you have also the anti-fashion that is like to make
Yeah.
destroyed or things like that, you know, which is fashion too, you know. It's part of it. So I think it's quite natural. It's another way of rebellion in some way. In some way, look, there is a Sharon Stone who did something one time. She put some of Gap, I think, you know, for the Oscar. And she, after they pay her for that, you know, and the money she put into a charity or something. Maybe to do some, because at that point when she's doing that, she's doing an
Otherwise it's
advertising.
marketing,
And now people are paid to do that. Before, in my time, enfin, let's say in 80s,
So Madonna
they
didn't
were not.
pay to you?
At the beginning, she paid me.
Not
The
you
first
to
time,
her.
after
So
it changed, because she was offered by everybody else, you know.
But
it's
for
that.
her first show,
No,
you didn't
she
pay
paid.
her.
She paid.
Wow, really?
But yes, because it was normal. Because I did a job. Some
Exactly.
people work for a week. Even we pass like some weekend working on it,
Exactly.
on like that months. And it's normal.
now
It's not. It's that doesn't go well. It's not. Oh, there is some big brand name that try to kill the other brand. So they even make contract to wear, and even
Only their
the person.
brand, yeah.
Not even only. Now the contract can be also, you can also do that, you know. When I see things like, for example, I can say the name, enfin, I don't care. It's like, for example, one time I saw one advertising of, it was Kate Moss in a car, in tuxedo, and arriving to the to the Tour Eiffel Tower, you know, in Paris. It was Yves Saint Laurent, for the perfume Paris, you know. Bon. After, 1 year after, I saw again Kate Moss in a kind of tuxedo also, in a car again, arriving in Trocadero, which is just close to the, and it was for the bag Dior. Can you imagine? I say, what does it mean, all that? Even for people, me, I am quite stupid. But I want to have one image with one person. But if the person do everyone, what does it mean? Me, I am from a generation, or when I was seeing in a video clip in the 80s, like Boy George was wearing my clothes. George Michael was wearing my clothes, but by going to a shop and having fun making shopping, and it's nice. No, it's people intermediaire that are in between and give them advice. So they have no more Boy George, and I was flattered by the fact that he chose to have my clothes. You know what he did, Boy George? Well, I don't say that, but I am so proud of it, you know. He sang 2 songs for my last show. And you know what? He asked me not to be paid, but to have 3 outfits for his next tour. And for me, you know, it was like I choose the clothes, not money.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like the clothes, you know. Voila. So I make it in some way free.
Who invented this vicious circle? Maybe
I
you
think
know the name.
I should say Italy. In Italy, they started to make like more advertising. So I will give you an example. It's one time it was for a Saint Laurent collection, not with Slimane, before Slimane. And I saw one girl, a Russian girl, that was very beautiful, because I make all my casting. For me, it's very important. Very beautiful. She was very nice, and I say, okay, I take her for my show. After I learned that 1 week after that she couldn't make my show because she was in exclusivity for Saint Laurent. And what I saw after when I look at the show Saint Laurent, all the girls were with the same wig like that, Mireille Mathieu type, you know, Mireille Mathieu type, that changed the face completely, and with the same makeup. So even myself, that I succeed to recognize the girl very well, you know, there I was like, but even where is she?
You know, this talk about influential things is very kind of tricky one because, for example, you make a show, or Karl Lagerfeld, who now passed away, makes a show, and then Zara gets influenced by this, and in a couple of days you have exactly the same collection.
They can steal the front but not the back because you don't see the photo of the back, which can be something interesting. So for example, they lose, you have to do only things that happen very new in the back, you know, on very
everything.
That can be a solution. It's a joke. No, but I mean, like, it's truly like and one thing also, you have to be careful of what you do also when you are yourself inspired by another country, because sometimes you can have problem. Like for example, one time Chanel had problem with, they wrote letters of the Quran.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has a big, like an insult, and it was not the meaning.
Do you think it's good that fashion in this way lose liberty? Because people every time will think now, should we write some signs, or better we stay away from that?
I will tell you something ridiculous. Showing the ridiculous of that, so the extreme. In France, I don't know if they did the same thing in Russia, but they make a big problem because of Gucci again. Because you know what? He did like a pullover, black with
face.
Here the red lips.
Like white people paradising black people.
I will tell you something. That I think is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I know what I am speaking about because it's not true at all that it is racist. Because I did maybe 20 years ago same thing. And why did I do something? Because it's when you are looking for idea. I was not thinking about blackface or what. I will tell you what I did. And even maybe Gucci, I am sure it's the same effect. Turtleneck. Sometimes you protect because it's cold, you put it until here. And of course, sometimes even you have cagoule where you have two whole ear and like that. And sometimes I did things with like makeup, you know, embroidery makeup that look
which
like in reality or not. So I did that. And I did in black with red lips, but I did also in salmon color, flesh color, and I did in white. But why did I do black? And I didn't do brown. I did black and white, and Gucci did black. Why? Because black is like a turtleneck classical.
If you would do it now, they will burn you.
So they did that for him, and I was saying, man, no, it's not the purpose. It's not like to make a joke of what, you know. It's ridiculous. That is also things that what was prohibited, but it changed. That is the mentalities that are changing. Maybe because also, I think in some way it's a strange moment of chaos, let's say, because all the frontiers are open, and in the same time there is the contrary that is like more like rigorous and say no.
It's like dictatorship of liberalism.
Exactly.
You know?
And now that became like the contrary. Now no, you have to be. You cannot do that. Some movies that you cannot do. You know.
But you know, it's also kind of a big problem because now even if you don't want, like Vetman, if you don't want to use black models, not because you don't appreciate black people, but for example, you as a creator want to do a show with white people just because you think it's
not
you know
racism, it can be because of the colors you want to show, and you want to have an effect, an image for what.
But if you don't take at least 2-3 African models, then people white are not there.
It's ridiculous. It's extreme ridiculous. Maybe also the things that were taboo, no more taboo after with the liberations, were to some extreme that maybe now there was a reaction of the extreme, like always, like cycle, like that, to go again, like that. Honestly, I think that maybe after there is some people that have to apologize and to explain. Maybe they should have like explained why I did that creation.
You said said that you can find beauty everywhere. Don't you think that by saying this, not only you, but many people say that, you know, everyone is beautiful, we are just very different, you have to be very tolerant. This is very good rhetoric. I'm also for it, because you have to be tolerant, and especially in our intolerant country. But from the other hand, this somehow diminishes some talents you get from God. Beauty is also a gift of God. But now it's forbidden to say that. You are not, like, it's intolerant.
It go to the extreme, opposite extreme. I agree with you. What I should add is like, people, there is also something extra that can come, because, for example, in the level of beauty, there is different level. Some are more successful, let's say, pleasant and charming and what, because maybe they are more clever and they are more also having and expressing themselves, so there is something extra that makes them a little uneven, even superior. So there is a lot of degree. So I should say that exists. And also the work. Some people that work so much, for example, you can have a fabulous voice, but you don't work on it, finish. Question of also mutual, you have to have something extra. So it's not only the beauty, it's that plus that plus that plus that plus that.
Who is your favorite model?
I should say about the professionalism, it's it should be Linda Evangelista, which was incredible. She could recreate like an actress. She could be different in different things. Yasmin Gori, which was super beautiful. But I should say that also there is some people that I discover, and I am proud of that. So of course I prefer them, because I saw it was a beauty that was not in fashion at that time. For example, Farida Kelfa, which was coming from Algeria, you know, daughter of immigrant. She has a kind of beauty, but beautiful, but that with a kind of beauty different from what it is in Sweden, what it is, which was in fashion at that time.
Imagine you have a huge retrospective of Jean-Paul Gaultier in Albert Museum or wherever, you know, and you are given a chance to choose 2 more designers with whom you think it will be good for you, for your brand, to stand by. Who would it be?
I should say first Martin Margiela.
Yes.
But he did one. He was my assistant. He's not that, but I appreciate truly what he did.
Now Wittmann has actually, in a way, followed his path.
Comment?
Wittmann,
but
they followed the same marketing.
Alors, he's very good, but I didn't like at the beginning because it was too much exactly the copy of Martin Margiela. So that I have to say, at the beginning, I find that's scandalous. But I must admit that what he did when he was copying completely, it's incredible. Because I know a lot of assistants that couldn't copy exactly, because it's very hard to make exactly same fabric, same volume, same finishing, understanding the why. It's not only copy, allez, I put in the machine. No. He knows all, he understood everything. So now it shows what he have done after copying for vêtements, that he can copy others first. I think he has passed that, and he shows that he can make very interesting clothes. And I should say that he's not bad.
So Margiela, you, and who would be the third one?
But of course, Chanel is history, but it's fabulous. But not Chanel of now. I mean, even of Carl. No, Chanel when she, at the beginning. You know what I love in Chanel? Because, first, it is a woman. And I think it's important. She came like an orphan, you know, and she put away and dress the aristocratic people like orphan. In some way, she makes them poor, you know, but she changed and she make it in a modern way. So in a way of active woman, you know. So that is revolutionary. She cut her hair first, and she was having the sun on her face, like a country girl, you know. So she did revolution, you know. Another one, there is one that I should say also revolution one that she hated when she was old, it's Courage, André Courage. Which truly, him, you know what he did? He did the clothes more going with the life, modern life, which is like with driving a car, even having a bike. You know, he makes them on very simple, and he makes some things that I find sad in some way, but it was revolutionary. Is that he make. Before the young girls wanted to be dressed like their mother, he make the mother dress like the little girl almost.
And do you like what Virgil Abloh is doing now? He's actually also in this trend fashion of white. I mean.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
No. To be honest, I will say something like me. I like the real designers that propose something revolutionary, and I think now it has to be a Russian that come and do it because you are able to do it because you invent so many things.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure,
Thank
always.
You.
J'adore votre interview.
Oh,
no, it's true because truly you have a very funny idea on what you make that on what you on what you say on yourself about things and how you see the thing, and you are going further than anyone else journalist in the world is doing. I can say.
Thank you.
About fashion journalist, I speak, but it's like truly like very interesting. Even yourself.
Thank you so much.
No, it's sincere. You must know that. You are the only one like speaking like that.